Hello everyone, it's Larry. This is a video of how I made these Lego models of Annie and Clarabel from Thomas & Friends. I first wanted to build the coaches around 2020, when I built my first model of Thomas. I even remember designing them, but sadly those files are now gone. This is a rough recreation of what I remember them looking like though. I didn't physically build them at the time because I just wasn't happy with them. They felt so basic. I wanted to do better than just boxes on wheels. Though I knew that at this scale, it wasn't going to be possible to replicate every intricate detail of the coaches, but I wanted to, at the very least, find some way to represent the curvature of the sides. So I shelved my first draft until I thought of something. And years later, in summer 2023, I had a brainwave. I think this was partly due to working with 1x2 curved slope pieces at the bottom of a London Overground train, which I was attempting to build at the time. I was attaching these on with headlight pieces, and they're not quite flush. But here, I discovered something awesome. The curved pieces I used for the roof had an inverted version, with studs on the bottom, meaning instead of it being built on top of something, something could be built on top of it. This means that I could make the entire build upside down, and the curved slopes would attach directly to the bottom with no problems. I was very proud of this discovery, and while it's not completely accurate, the sides don't just curve off the bottom of the real thing. I think it really helps to convey the overall sense of the sides being curved that's otherwise lost with the completely flat sides. But obviously the coach still wasn't done. I changed the white roof to grey, and thankfully the special pieces are plentiful in both colours. And I chose to ignore the roof details, as I don't really know how I could get them on without it just looking like there are studs on the roof. Plus, it would mess with the structure, given everything is built from the roof. I also had to fix the windows, as they were completely off. I thought I could do far better than 6 giant brick windows on either side, and this was my first attempt. Ugh. Yeah, it's not great, but at least it proves that it's possible to squeeze far smaller windows into the sides. Aside from the horrible gap filled with studs, I didn't mind this, and it also produced built window holes on the front. I moved on to the wheelbase and the buffer beams, and actually designed them. I was very pleased with using door rail pieces to make the black base reach out to the right width, just past the bottom of the coach. Even though there are studs on the bottom, it's not the end of the world, as they can't really be seen from most viewing angles. And I later put a flat tile on it, to cover most of the studs. Later, I came back and tried to fix the sides. I discovered that the gap could be fixed by using flat tiles here, and these pieces to hold the sides in, having to use them all the way down to hold up the bottom. This was much better, as the horrid gap was gone, and everything was flush. However, the windows just didn't look right. On the real coaches, there are 4 doors with a window on either side. Trying to keep that accurate here just either looked wrong or you'd have to make less. Then I realised that maybe the coach wasn't long enough, so I made it longer, making the perfect amount of room for 4 doors with a window on either side, which is so satisfying. I lost the brick windows on the front, which I decided against anyway, as they should really be tall and not square, so I decided to do them as stickers instead. I was very happy with this so far, so I made a render with Thomas and discovered the coaches are really short compared to him. So I made the wheels 1 plate taller and the height matched now, but it just looked so empty and wrong down there. I really didn't know what to do about it, so I just called it a necessary evil and deemed the model finished. Until I was tagged on Twitter by the Texan Train, who has made several really good Lego models inspired by mine. Go check them out if you like. On his Henrietta model, I noticed a really interesting building technique I had never seen before. He represented the wheel holders using a bar with black minifigure hands attached, making a triangular shape around the wheels. I thought this was genius, and he was cool with me doing this too, so I put them straight onto my model, and it perfectly solved the problem of the wheel area feeling empty and lacking detail. And finally, I showed this to my friend and Thomas consultant-led paint crisis, who informed me that Clarabel has a window missing due to her guard compartment. So I fixed that, making her distinct from Annie. And then the build was done. I drew their faces and their names and printed them as stickers. Then I ordered the pieces. Here are the finished coaches without any stickers. I then got to work with the stickers, which thankfully were quite simple. It's annoying the orange isn't quite the right shade, but it's good enough for now. Then they were done. Here they are with Thomas. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe for more, and maybe check out my other stuff. I have made instructions for this build, which are now available on Rebrickable. I'd like to thank anyone who has bought my instructions and supported me, as for the first time, I have invested in my recording setup for this channel. Now it has a proper backdrop and lighting, instead of just using a wall or paper and lighting with my room light. And you might have noticed the spinning turntable too. I really appreciate your support, whether you've bought instructions or if you just watch my channel regularly. Thank you. And thanks for watching.